When you need to know what's happening right here in the Merrimack Valley, the only place to turn is 980 WCAP. Everybody gets it.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ronald Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. The purpose of this show is to bring on subject matter experts from around the world, often all over the globe, to help business owners and entrepreneurs who listen to this show and the archived clips later achieve even greater success without having to go through all the pitfalls, trials, and tribulations. By listening to our guests who have already done that, you can pick up some tips and techniques to help you, achieve even greater success. And today we're blessed to have with us Joe White. He is the president and founder of Get Life Coaching. He is a self-made success. He's an author, national speaker, breakthrough coach for individuals and businesses, and a Master Firewalk Instructor. In 1994, Joe overcame a near-fatal drug and alcohol addiction that became the turning point in his life. For the last 19 years, Joe has worked with over 26,000 individuals and businesses, helping them create life transformational breakthroughs and increase profits through private coaching and his breakthrough live events and training. Joe has worked with startups, entrepreneurs, small businesses, locally and internationally, to top global brands, such as Google, GE, Heineken, and the Young Presidents Organization Pan-Asian Chapter. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Where are you calling in from?
Delaware, our home state here. Grew up outside of Philadelphia by the international airport. Our office is here in Delaware, which is pretty close.
Yeah, it's not too far from Boston. So your weather patterns are pretty much the same as I have a lot of guests who call in from California and Florida, and they like to rip me a little because I think we got a heat wave today. It's like 44 or 42, and they're rocking around 80 or something, 75.
Right.
Yep. So this is amazing, and congratulations on your turnaround from the drug and alcohol addiction. And not only did you change your life around, but you then went on a mission to help others achieve even greater success, and that's phenomenal.
Thank you. Now, I think sometimes, entrepreneurs know this, right? Sometimes your worst moments are your greatest opportunities. And, I've been kind of led here, never really wanted to get into this field. It wasn't my lifelong passion. But when you start following your heart, following those things that feel right to you, it kind of leads you in the right direction.
I love it, and that reminds me, as you said that about falling and stuff, I was thinking of Les Brown, and one of the things he says that is, if you can fall down, fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I think that's one of the big challenges with entrepreneurs, right? Especially startups or first-time people into starting something, creating, being an alchemist, creating something out of nothing. Is they fall. They got so much passion. They fall in love with what they're doing, and that's all important things. But sometimes I believe you have to have a healthy level of pessimism. You expect the best, but plan for the worst. Because as most entrepreneurs will say, our first endeavor, our first product, our first attempt very rarely works. Usually it takes about 6 or 7, 8 before we kind of figure it out. So perseverance is one of the strongest resources to anybody who's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I love it. And first, I just wanted to ask you, Joe, could you make sure you speak up a little bit just so we can hear you a little clearer? And
okay.
it took Edison 10,000 times. He didn't fail to develop the light bulb 10,000 times. He just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. So I think it's a matter of perspective, and we all have trials and tribulations and successes and failures. But when you're an entrepreneur, I mean, that's the definition in the dictionary, is the ability to withstand risk.
Right. And you have to be willing to, because we're the only people in the world that will work 80 hours for ourselves to avoid 40 hours for someone else. Right? We're the ones that go through weeks at times in the beginning where we don't pay ourselves, or we're not sure where payroll is going to come. And I mean this with the most sincerity to everyone who's listening out there. Not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur. Now, some people have that entrepreneurial spirit, which in this case, it's the ability to take risk, intelligent risks. I mean, I made all the stupid mistakes in the beginning and in the middle, and occasionally I still do, right? But it's that intelligent risk. Now, someone out there saying, well, I don't really, like risk. I'm not that type of person. You can still have a business. You can still be entrepreneurial. But, it's really, our mutual friend Bill Ross says this all the time. He goes, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, join a team. And if you look at great businesses when they started, very often it was that tag team, Steve Jobs and Woz. Woz was not an entrepreneur, but Steve was, right? And, you can pair yourself up and partner with great people, great individuals out there, and complement those pieces, so at the end you have the entity that will get you where you want to go.
Yeah, I agree with you. And one of the things I tell my clients is something that we've both heard at multiple events, is to learn it, do it, delegate it. Whatever you're best at, whatever your IP is, your intellectual property, focus on that and delegate the rest to other people who are better at that. And this will allow you to focus on your top money-producing activities. And, if you can delegate something that's $10, $15, $20 an hour to somebody who's better at it, it's going to allow you to focus again on your higher producing activities and have better results. Because if you're not a graphic designer or whatever it is, whatever you produce, in addition to taking you away from your top money-producing activities, whatever you produce is going to be inferior to somebody who's more skilled at it.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's two things, right? It's number one is that control. We feel we need to have control, and control of the product of the brand is important. But also, it can become, the Sufi Indian tribe said this, your greatest gifts become your greatest vices, right? And learning how to delegate. And here's one thing that I teach my clients all the time. You're going to pay for it either way. You'll pay for your results. You'll pay for your graphic design. You'll pay for your learnings one way or the other. You can either pay up front, and it's always cheaper to pay up front, or you can pay over time, like a credit card. And, if you went out and bought the new iPhone, you can plunk it on the credit card, or you can pay it outright. But at the end of the day, if you pay in installments, unless there's no interest, you're going to end up paying more. And I think that's the mistake that entrepreneurs make, right? They end up saying, I can do graphic design. Then they do something which is okay, instead of going out there and doing something spectacular. Or they go, I don't need a coach. I can do this myself. I'll read a few books, and the books are great. But, you're getting knowledge. You're not getting wisdom. You're not getting experience. And what happens over time is you make more mistakes, you're less efficient, and you don't grow as fast. And, like I said, you'll pay for it over the long run. So you got to pick and choose. And I think successful people, some of my top clients, one of the reasons why they stay with me for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years isn't because they have problems, is they want to avoid the big problems in life. It's cheaper to avoid the ditches in life and in business than to get stuck in those ditches, wait for a tow truck to pull your car out of that ditch, get it fixed, and get where you want to go.
I love it. You're speaking my language, man. And that's kind of like, that's the whole point of this show as well, because, we all have what we're really good at, and we all have what we're not good at. And if we can learn to stay away from that, getting your car stuck, which is a euphemism. It's whatever your business is, getting your car stuck and having to be towed out, then you're just going to have smoother times in your business, but that also is going to reflect in your life. You're going to have less mental and emotional stress, and less stress in your family, and it's just an all-around better way to be. Joe, if somebody is, let's say we have 3 levels, okay? Somebody's just starting out, and they're just thinking about going into business. Then we have somebody who's been in business for maybe 18 to 24 months, and they want to, go up a level or 2. And then maybe we have somebody who's been in business 4 to 6 years, maybe 5, and they want to go up a level or 2 too. They have, success as well as the second level does. Can you give us some tips and ideas on what each level could do?
Yeah. If you're just starting off, right, you need a plan. You need a vision. You need a plan, okay? And it doesn't have to be a complicated business plan, but you need something to guide you there, right? You also need great systems, and that goes throughout, right? You can have a great system to get you to 100,000, but those systems probably won't get you to $250,000 and won't get you to $1 million and beyond. So you got to have great systems. And so if you're just starting off, right, sometimes it's better to slow the process because, we want to jump in and we want to go all in. And going all in is good, but lay your foundation first. Have a vision, have a plan, have great systems of operation, of customer service, of coaching-based leadership, of marketing, of sales, of lead generations. Have your systems down and locked in before you put that car in gear and go and trying to go 60 miles per hour. If you're kind of like in that second stage, I think the biggest advice I'll give to you there is, and this goes with anything, but especially that stage, because when you first start off, anything you do feels great. Oh my God, I got a sale, that's great. But then you start accumulating bills, and then you start having issues and natural challenges. And I think it's one of the things I said earlier is have a level of pessimism, right? Because too often I think entrepreneurs fall in love with the products, fall in love with the companies too much. Hope is not a strategy, right? I hope we'll get there, right? So I think one of the things essential is find a coach, find a mentor. Now, I'm very particular about this, right? And definitely not, like an advertisement for me. There's plenty of great coaches and mentors out there. Some you pay, some you can kind of trade off on. But a big thing is find people who have done it. Never pay for knowledge, right? That's what people, this guy says he can build my website. This guy says he has this amazing funnel. Never pay for knowledge because knowledge isn't worth crap. At the end of the day, pay for wisdom and experience. Find people who've done what you've done further down the road and attach your wagons to them and learn from them. Whether it's proximity of spending time with them, hire them, take them out for lunch, pick their brains, read their books, study, find their inner circle and work your way in. But you want someone so you can learn from to avoid the pitfalls, right? And if you're in the top level, right, it's simple. Peter Drucker said it the best. He said the two primary functions of every business is marketing and innovation. So innovation is so important. Too often we think what has worked in the beginning is always going to work. And there's companies, Radio Shack, Blockbuster Video, right? There are so many companies out there who has never innovated, okay? The world we live in today, Ron, is so much faster. Things change so much. Doesn't mean you bloat your lane and have 10,000 products and services. What I do mean is you got to innovate. You got to innovate and stay on the edge. And the edge isn't really what's next. Steve Jobs said this. It's really what's next. Because if you try to jump on the hot thing right now, by the time you get it up and running, it's going to be outdated. So don't fall in love with everything you do. I work with too many businesses, and they fall in love. Well, this is what built our business. Well, but it's not working now. The numbers don't lie. And this is my last piece for everybody. You got to know your numbers. Got to know your numbers. You got to know the cost of goods. You got to know your margins. You got to know, what it costs to operate your business, sell your business. If you don't, hire a part-time CFO. Take a class so you can know your basic numbers. But too many times, entrepreneurs spend so much time focusing on the alchemy part of it and creating that they don't know their numbers. At the end of the year, they look at what's left in the bank account, and they see negative or not that much. They go, oh, my God, I'm working for, I'll make more money working for McDonald's with all the hours I put in and what I got back on there. So learn and know your numbers. That's essential at any stage.
I love it. And I like how you talked about innovate, because if you don't innovate and make your own products and services obsolete, someone else will. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, and you can't be scared. I think, success breeds superstition. And we do something and go, my God, this is great. And we like I said, we fall in love with that. And, sometimes in life you have to bury something really, really good, right? And it may be disappointing, but you got to have a clear outcome of what you want. And your products and your services are just a vehicle to achieve that ultimate outcome. It's not the outcome.
Yeah, and I love it. And that's another thing I talk to my clients about is goals. And whatever your goals are, whatever your destination is, you stay hard and fast on that. But how you get there, you stay nimble on, because things are going to change. The economy's going to change. Whatever product or service you're offering at some point is going to be commoditized, and there'll be a system to do it for $99 a month. Why is somebody going to pay you $2,500? So yeah, I fully agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and if you're a small company, right, the key is to be an expert there. Okay, and be an expert in your field and take the time to build that brand. Be an expert, be a specialist. And it doesn't mean niche. People talk about niche a lot. And when I first started, people were like, what's your niche? I'm like, I don't know, anybody who needs help, right? That's how I built my reputation, helping people who couldn't be helped. And so there's really two types of niches when you're starting out. The first niche is like a demographics, men, women, certain age groups, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a faster way to the end zone. The other niche is your brand, is your voice. It's what you say, is how you do it. And it takes more time, money, and energy. It's a different path to that. So especially if you're branding what you do or how you do it, and that is like your biggest voice, then you got to take that extra time there and build that out and be a specialist in there. Don't be in the same lane, sounds like everyone else. I tell my clients all the time, what's your 30-second, not elevator pitch, because no one's in an elevator, but what's your 30-second market separation pitch? That's what's important. How do you instantly distinguish what you do from all your competition enough to create curiosity when you talk about this? And one of the greatest brands who've done it ever was back in the 1980s. There were these, Pepsi and Coke, millions of dollars of trying to figure out, who was going to be one and who was number two. Along came this little company called 7-Up. And 7-Up was smart. They said, we don't have the marketing dollars to compete with Pepsi and Coke, but we don't need to be one or two. If we could take over number three with less money in marketing and advertising, we would make a ton of money. But how do we do that? And the slogan is brilliant, and it's simple. 7-Up became the UNCOA, right? Those few words, the UNCOA, gave them instant market separation. That's key, whether you're talking about it, website, or whatever. How do you create market separation in 30 seconds? If you can't do it in 30 seconds, you won't be able to do it in 30 minutes.
I love it. Disruptive technology, and that is that's a great example. Just like Uber, and earlier you spoke about Blockbuster in how when Netflix came in, they actually walked in, they spoke to Blockbuster, and they were just so arrogant, basically saying, "We got this. We understand our market share." And, they dropped the ball, and they don't even exist anymore, and Netflix is all over the place. So I thoroughly agree with it. We have, about 4 to 5 minutes left tops, and but I wanted you to give out your contact info if you have anything you want to have people, maybe a webinar or something somebody can join you on, or a PDF. If you have something available, feel free to give that out, and then maybe some closing thoughts.
Okay, great. So we our personal coaching, because originally when I started 19 years ago, it was individual coaching. The website is Get Life Coaching. Right? You can tell how old I am because I was able to get that domain. Get Life Coaching. And that has all the information, whether you're looking for coaching for your life, or one of our seminars, or firewalking, or if you want to become a firewalk instructor, we do that type of training too. We also are launching this week our business side, because as I start working with more and more people, entrepreneurs are some of the most screwed up people in the world because they're so out of balance. They're so focused on one area and they're losing focus on the other. So we start doing more and more business work, and that has grown throughout the country, even internationally now, where we help the brands like Google, GE, Heineken, to the person saying, hey, I want to start a business, but I want to do it right. I want to make money. Or I'm losing my business. How do we turn it around? So we're launching that website this week, and that website is joewhiteglobal.com, joewhiteglobal.com. And that's going to have all of our profit acceleration, our next generation leadership programs, our selling made simple, because sales solves most problems. So we work with a lot of people from the coaching side of selling, the psychology side of it.
Excellent. And if go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, make sure you, that second site, as soon as it goes live, please send me the link, because this episode and all the episodes will be archived on the radio station's website, so people can go back, listen to this episode if they didn't have a chance to write it down. And it will also be archived on my website, RCS Technology Solutions, in about 3 or 4 days. So if you could send me that link, that URL, I'll make sure it's in the description of the clip.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. And like I said, we have some really cool stuff in there. I won't bore everybody with all the details, but go check it out. I'm on Facebook at getlifecoaching.com. Get Life Coaching, Instagram, Twitter, all carries the same Get Life Coaching. So friend me, follow me. Love to hear about your trials and tribulations. Closing notes here. Wow. I love entrepreneurs. I travel the last couple of years, about 70,000 miles a year, talking with small business owners and entrepreneurs, because there's no one like us in the world. If you want to fix the economy, screw the big corporations. Give all the tax benefits to people like you and I, the people who actually reinvest the money, and let us hire. We'll stimulate the economy far more than the top companies, right? We are the backbone of this country. And there's nothing like us. We risk everything for a dream, to change the world, to help people. And I honor everyone out there who has a dream. If you have a dream out there and you have that voice inside your head that says, I can't do this, I can't do it, I'm scared. This is going to sound like hyperbole, but at the end of the day, believe in yourself, believe in that mission. Find that space inside your heart. Realize that part of the reason why you have been chosen to walk this earth is to make an impact, whether it's through your products, through your services, to hiring people, building teams, whatever it can be. And don't let anyone steal that away. Don't let someone else tell you what you can't do or why it sounds impossible. Because you know what? They are the people that have given up on their dreams, and that's what they try to do. They don't want to see you achieve. So believe in yourself. Be intelligent. Do it right. Right? Don't be a gunslinger, not in today's world. But believe in yourself, and the journey, you'll be amazed about what it brings you in all sorts of abundances, not only financial.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. And I've known you for a couple of years now. I'm really happy, 3 or 4 years, actually. So I'm really happy we finally had a chance to have you on the show. And everybody, you've been listening to Joe White and on the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs achieve even greater success by attracting, converting, and retaining their ideal customers and clients using various Internet marketing techniques.